I wrote this piece entitled On Our Necks. I am a college professor teaching at a predominantly white institution. The last unit that we cover is on white privilege, racism, microaggressions, and fragility. For me, it is arduous, uncomfortable, frustrating, them life-changing. So I make it a point to teach on these things because it's part of my responsibility to give my white students a glimpse of my reality that they are privileged to look away from if they want. I cannot front. I did not watch Ahmaud or George's murder. There is a collective trauma that we sustain when we regularly absorb carnage that won't even result in a court order. Panic, disorder, fuck it up. I don't even curse. We are not cursed. So riot. Dr. King said riots are the language of the unheard word. We need disorder, reorder, the systematic racism that makes room and allowances for yet another unarmed black man to now be kneed in the neck. Well, check. What exactly couldn't you understand when Cap took a knee? Right. I know some of us got away from the original reasoning behind that protest, but the way the cops do us in these unlawful arrests don't just need to be addressed and then recessed. I'm not impressed with administrative leaves, job losses, or even arrests of murderers and perpetrators who are sworn to protect. Real justice we need to possess for the oppressed. I confess we are depressed and distressed from this deeply ingrained intergenerational mess. We are hard pressed on every single side, every single time another one of ours goes into cardiac arrest because they cannot breathe, all the while not resisting a false arrest. Beyonce said, fuck a false arrest. We cannot breathe. They stay on our necks. I am out of rage. In George, we see the faces of our brothers and fathers play cousins and pastors and toddlers. It's not just merely a momentary disaster for us, unjust, precisely why we distrust the police and folks in Central Park triggered by us living, bird watching, and at peace. Yes, I know it's not all of them. Why do we consistently and constantly have to state the obvious? Stop insulting your own intelligence. Get out of here with your respectability politics. Clearly, it doesn't matter if we are in a hoodie or hooded at Harvard. Racism just seeks to find us harder. Hashtags are for conversations and festivals and events and moods, not people. Black people want to be more than a hashtag. We want to live. What a concept. Do you realize that racism, bigotry, and racial biases are infiltrated in every arena of our lives? I felt it when I walked into Dollar Tree at the beginning of the pandemic, and I noticed the cashier's look of fear because of the bandana across my face, endemic. I feel it when I go for runs and wave at all my new white neighbors just to put them at ease. Take the same running path, so they can be easy, less queasy, subconsciously reassuring them that they don't have to fear me and or shoot me. If that's how I feel as a big, dark, black woman, God help our men. God, we need you to help our black men. And boys, they don't even allow us to play with toys. Tamir Rice, learn all of their names. We know all of their names. My black sister friend told her black brothers not to wear black bandanas. We move in society constantly thinking about things you wouldn't even fathom. That's exactly what the lack of privilege is. Yet some still have the gall to front like it doesn't even really exist. I am stunning. Being black is not exhausting. It's your response to our blackness that is. That's why we shop black. That's why we go to HBCUs. Some of our own even try to dog that too. But some of us been woke enough to know that creating our own systems and churches and schools, standards and sheroes is in fact an insurgent act. Especially because they try to make us feel like the things we create and the things that we are inherently inferior, subpar. Howard University provided me a tiny respite from racism that doesn't even take a day off in a global freaking pandemic. Hatred doesn't shelter in place, never self-isolates. These are not isolated incidents, they are insolent. Willful, militant participants stripping us away of our innocence. Keep your cognitive dissonance. We don't need it or your pity. We call for real reform in our cities, society. Dystopia. Where exactly is the hope for us? This experience of being black in America is a lot to carry. Sin and inequity is at the base and foundation of this country. We didn't need recordings on a camera phone to know that. But now you know. So now what? Leverage your privilege. No more standbys as they do recorded drive-bys, callously assaulting our very existence. We need genuine allies. George Floyd, you were a beautiful man to me. May you rest in the peace that they stole. God eternally bless and keep your precious soul. America can be so violent and deadly cold. And yet somehow I managed to love her still, because Black people, our sacred love is just that real. Rest in peace.